Thank you, band, for that outstanding performance, and welcome everybody to an exciting day here at Stony Brook University and for Stony Brook Athletics. Today we introduce our new head men's basketball coach, and we'll get started right away. I'd like to get started with Stony Brook University President Samuel L. Stanley, Jr.
Well, thank you so much. This has been a great year for Stony Brook University. We admitted our best freshman class ever. We completed a record hiring of 246 net new faculty under the SUNY 2020 program. Our research continues to grow in impact, and Stony Brook Medicine is providing the best ideas in medicine to more and more Long Islanders. And this amazing trajectory, this amazing positive trajectory, is epitomized in our athletic program. That's why I'm so pleased today to welcome Jeff Boals as the new head coach of the men's basketball program. I don't think I need to tell this crowd, having just come off our first America East Conference championship and our first appearance in the NCAA tournament, this is an amazing opportunity to build on the team's trajectory under Jeff's leadership. Our hope is that Jeff will take this program to the next level, far beyond where we've been before. It's often said that as a young institution, Stony Brook has come very far in a short period of time, and that is certainly true for our D1 athletics program. Making that possible takes more than talent. It takes the support of the community, our amazing partners such as Island Federal Credit Union, Glenn and Eva Dubin, and so many others who have contributed to the campaign for Stony Brook. As you can see, the support of the community and the generosity of our partners and donors have a true impact on our programs and on our student athletes. So now I would like to introduce the Director of Athletics for Stony Brook University, Sean Hilbrand.
Thank you so much, President Stanley. What an exciting day. It's incredible to be here, and appreciate everyone joining us on what is a momentous occasion as we celebrate the next chapter of Stony Brook men's basketball by introducing Jeff Boals as our next coach. I'm very grateful to the support of President Stanley. We could not do what it is that we do for our student athletes without his leadership and support. So President Stanley, thank you for everything that you do. We have an outstanding university, and we're fortunate to have an outstanding president. I also want to thank Amy Huchthausen, Commissioner of the America East, for joining us today. Amy is a fantastic leader, and we're very proud to carry that championship banner, and we look forward to doing that many, many more times. I'd also like to welcome the Boals family. Katie, Sydney, Chase, we're so happy to have you here, and you look great in those red Stony Brook shirts, and can't wait to see you at some games here this year. Welcome to Long Island, the Stony Brook family. Wow, it really wasn't that long ago that we were down on this floor celebrating that first America East championship and the NCAA title. It was an amazing feeling, and I know for our athletes here, and I see Jamil, Carson, and Ray, our seniors who helped lead the way here, that's a feeling that we want to have again and again and again. I'm still celebrating. I don't know about you, but this is something that we're going to continue to celebrate. This past season was historic in so many ways. You know, the 18-game winning streak, certainly winning 26 games and going to the tournament. And I want to thank Steve Peichel and his staff for all that they did to help build that foundation of success at Stony Brook. That's a legacy that allowed us to go out and recruit a coach like Jeff. This is one of the top jobs in the country, and we had an incredible amount of interest. And our expectation is that we're going to compete for championships every year, that we're going to go to the next level and get back to the tournament, win games in the tournament, and position ourselves for the future. And that takes a lot of hard work, takes a lot of effort, and it takes vision. And we found the coach that's going to help us do that in Jeff Boals. You know, the bottom line is Jeff is a winner. It's just a fact. Over the past 10 seasons as a coach at Akron and Ohio State, listen to this, he's helped his teams win 266 games. That's an average of almost 27 a year. I'll take that. That's pretty good. During his 7 seasons at Ohio State, the Buckeyes won 193 games and earned 3 Big Ten titles. They also made 4 Sweet 16 appearances, went to the Elite Eight in 2013, and had a Final Four run in 2012. That's impressive. Now, as a player, I'm still trying to find that film, Jeff, on you as a player. But he had a decent career as a player at Ohio. He was the guy that did the little things, took charges, dove for loose balls, made his teammates better. But he was a leader. He was a captain. And he took his team in 1994 to a MAC championship in the NCAA tournament. As a player, he was relentless in everything that he did. And I think you could say the same about his 21 years as a coach. He knows what it takes to win. The stats show it, the results show it, but the development of players, that's what's most important. What do they go on to do after they leave the schools he's been a part of? He also knows how to do it at a high-caliber public research institution. Ohio State is a top 20 public research institution. That's our aspiration. He knows how to do it with talent. He knows how to do it with character. He knows how to prepare his kids for life after basketball, to get them involved in the community, and to prepare them for success in everything that they do. Now, Jeff had an unbelievable mentor at Ohio State in Thad Matta. And Jeff is now the 8th branch of the Thad Matta coaching tree. It's a pretty impressive tree. It's produced coaches like Brad Stevens of the Boston Celtics and Sean Miller, who's at Arizona. You know, when I spoke to Coach Matta about Jeff, he told me a lot of things about Jeff, some of which I won't share with you today, but he told me the things that resonated most. Jeff is very intelligent, is very connected nationally. He has great passion, and he's one of the best defensive minds in college basketball. Those are things that I was looking for in our next coach, and I'm glad that we found them in Jeff. You know, when Steve called me that Saturday morning after we got back from Des Moines and told me that he was taking the Rutgers job, I knew I had to get to work right away. I came right to the office, and that afternoon I met with our team and told them no matter what, I owed them the best coach possible to get them to the next level. They put in so much work, they sacrificed so much, and I think our young men here, and Jameel, Carson, and Ray, they have been a part of something very special. And that level of success took time to build. And now, as the next chapter begins, we set our sights even higher. And Jeff is the right leader at the right time for us. I told them that day to trust me. I hope you guys do. Told them to put their belief in me. I know it's been a long 3 weeks without a coach, but I'm happy to say we finally have our man. And I can assure you the wait was well worth it. You know, from my first phone conversation with Jeff, it was clear that we spoke the same language. He used words like belief, confidence, toughness, and positivity when describing the culture of his team. The most important word that he used, however, and the one that resonated most, and the one that we have here at Stony Brook, is family. And I am so excited to welcome to our family the next head coach of Stony Brook men's basketball, Jeff Boals. You got that?
I'm extremely grateful and humbled to be here. I told myself I wouldn't do this, but this is a huge opportunity for me, and it's a surreal moment, so I got to catch myself here. I want to thank Dr. Stanley and Sean for the opportunity to lead such a fine group of young men. I've been at Ohio State for 7 years, and it was a phenomenal experience. Learned a lot from Coach Matta. And one thing he told me to do is don't ever leave here for a bad job. And when I was going through the process the last few years and some jobs that opened, you know, I knew that wasn't a place where I want to go. And when I first got the phone call from Sean, I was really excited. I had a chance to watch the championship game, saw the court storm, you know, so I knew a little bit about the excitement that was here, the winning that has been had the last 4 or 5 years. So I was excited about it. And then when I started talking to Sean, you know, I got more excited. started doing my research, about the university, about the area, about the community, and I was extremely excited. And I flew up here last Wednesday for the interview, and I met with Donna Woodruff, had a great time with her, met with Dr. Stanley, and then I had some time afterwards, so I went back to the hotel room, went up to my room, and the key didn't work. So I'm thinking to myself, like, did I do that bad a job the first two people I talked to that they wouldn't let me back in my room? Thankfully, it was a misunderstanding. So then I came down, and Sean and I met around 2:30, and it started raining. So the first thing I thought of is an interview I had at Robert Morris University when Hurricane Hugo came in, and the streets were flooded, and Mark Schmidt was the head coach, who's at St. Bonaventure now. His wife calls him and said, hey, all the highways are shut down. Jeff can't get out of here. So I'm thinking this is either going to be a really good thing or a really bad thing. I ended up going back to the house that night, hung out with our 3 young children, watched the movie Radio, and I'm like, there's no way I'm not getting this job. So I got the job. So as soon as it started raining, I'm like, hey, this is the good omen I was looking for. But really appreciate it. And my job and what I'd like to do is just carry out the mission and the vision that Dr. Stanley has for the university, that Sean has for this athletic department, and go far beyond. That's why I'm here today. Very exciting time for my family. My wife, Katie, Sydney Chase. My mom and dad. Sorry. Surreal moment. Really humbled and honored, like I said. As a coach, you're a teacher and a mentor, an educator, and a leader of young men. I had a great opportunity last night, for 15 minutes to meet this great group. And I've heard a lot of great things from the campus, academics, from the administration, from Dr. Stanley. Not only how good of players they are, but how good of people they are. And that's very important to me. And I told them last night, they're part of the student body. And the student section, the red zone, was just a phenomenal, phenomenal atmosphere. And we need to be, have this atmosphere every single game. The opportunity here is the chance to continue and build on what Coach Peichel did. I had a great conversation with Coach Peichel the other night. Talked for about 10 minutes, and he said, hey, it's a great community. It's a great university. You're going to be coaching great young men. Carson, Ray, Jamil, what you guys have done, you built a legacy here, and can we have another round of applause for these young men? The legacy you guys left as a senior class will never be forgotten, always be remembered. And like I say, you're never a former Seawolf, you're a forever Seawolf. So these guys, when they come back and they go on to their pro careers, come back and help teach our young men what it's like to in the real world and how hard they have to work, you guys are always welcome, and I'm here for you. I talked to Coach Mata, about my time at Ohio State, and he told me, hey, you're going to have a great day. Good luck to you. Everyone's going to love you because you haven't lost yet. But he told me to be who I was. I feel fortunate. I've worked for Thad for 7 years, Keith Dambrod at University of Akron, Mark Schmidt at St. Bonaventure, Greg White at Marshall University, Jason G., who's at Longwood now, and the guy who gave me my first start, Larry Hunter, who I owe a lot to just from coaching me, teaching me, and how to be a professional. Last night we talked. Okay, we had a great conversation. Attitude and effort. Okay, it's a constant. Okay, I don't do bad days. Everyone in their life has bad moments throughout the course of a day, but you have a decision to make. Okay, don't let that bad moment turn into a bad day. My team's going to compete. We're going to play hard, and we're going to have fun. Those 3 things. Really look forward to being with these young men the next few weeks before the semester's over. Look forward to being involved in the Stony Brook community, especially when my family gets in, and certainly look to represent this university in a fine manner. Like I said before, I'm very excited to be here, and can't wait to get started. Thank you very much.
We'll start with question and answers now. I ask that the members of the media please raise their hand. We have a microphone. Please don't ask your question without the microphone, and also state your name and your affiliation. So we'll open it up for questions. Greg.
Jeff, Greg Logan from Newsday. Just in making your decision to come here, what did you see as the most attractive aspect of the Stony Brook job?
You know, Craig, there were a lot of things, to be honest with you. You know, he asked what was the most attractive. And I can't say just one thing. The more I did research on the university as an institution, academic institution, you know, I had no idea, you know, the prowess. And talking to Sean, you know, he kind of shared the vision, the excitement, the passion. And like he said, our synergy was really good on the phone, even more so at the Final Four when we met in person. And then when I got up here and drove around, Coach Mata told me, you're going to know within the first 10 minutes, you know, if you want to be here. And as soon as I got here, you know, I had that feeling. I knew this was the place and a special opportunity.
Okay.
Hey, Jeff. Kevin Marr from News 12 Long Island. First of all, welcome to town.
Thank you.
Some coaches take over teams that are in a little bit of trouble and need to be rebuilt. You're kind of fortunate that you're not in that position, but what's the challenges then of taking this team, which has been emphasized, to the next level?
That's a great question, and I do feel very fortunate. And the phone call with Coach Peichel the other night was really good for me. You know, I told him I can help him out in the Big Ten. You know, he can help me out here in the America East. But you know, it's exciting, you know, to take over a program that's been successful. And it's been a lot of hard work. You know, year one, I think through 5 wasn't so great, and then, you know, that senior class came in. These young men right here kind of carried it over and have done what every college basketball player dreams to do. You know, see your name pop up on the screen, you know, Selection Sunday. So I feel very fortunate, and as we talk about, you know, my job is to go far beyond. You know, can we get this to the next level? And what these young men have to understand, you know, not only do you have a bullseye on your back now, you know, in the hunted, it's going to be even worse. And when you do that, you got to compete harder, you got to play harder. You can't rest on your laurels, and you got to understand, you know, what it took to get there in the first place. And we talked last night. What's our cause going to be? You know, what's the cause of this team to get back to do the same thing, get into the tournament, you know, win a game. And once you win a game, the confidence is there, and who knows what happens? It's all matchups.
Congratulations, Coach. Justin Walters, Rising Files. Very emotional day for you. Can you really even put into words how this moment is? You said that you wouldn't, guess, get too wrapped up into the moment, but clearly a different standpoint when you stepped up there.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, it's a surreal moment for me. You know, 21 years as a head coach or as assistant coach, my goal has always been to be a head coach. But I didn't want it to be at just any institution. And I was happy in Ohio. I grew up in Ohio. We had a great situation in Ohio State, but like Coach said, it'd be a special situation to take me from there. And anytime you step outside your comfort zone, that's when you learn the most. And coming to Long Island, you know, I feel welcome already. A lot of people in the department have already emailed me. There's a lot of Ohio State fans that made me welcome. You know, everyone telling me they showed me around. So it's really an exciting time, and I told myself I wouldn't cry. I'm tougher than that, guys. But when you look at your wife and your son and daughter in the front row, and understand the sacrifice that they go through, you know, it's a special moment for all of us.
Hey, Coach. Andrew Eckenols with The Statesman. When you come to this team that's had so much success, what are the challenges that you expect to face with a team that's been doing so well?
That's a great question. You know, when a team's successful, you know, a lot of times you have to understand why you're successful and what it takes to get to that level. And we talked about it. You know, Coach Chapman and I talked about it yesterday. You know, there probably should have been a couple more NCAA, you know, tournament appearances, but it's hard. And once you get to that level, and it becomes a 40-minute game sometimes, you know, everything's got to go right for you. You have a bad stretch, you know, you don't make it. And I think just to play with a chip on our shoulder, you know, to not rest on our laurels, to understand that it takes extremely hard work to get to where, you know, they were, and even harder to advance. So that's my job, is to come in, push them. My experiences in the past, as a player and a coach, hopefully we'll help that. And like I said, we're going to play hard, we're going to compete, and most importantly, we're going to have fun.
Hello, Mr. Boals. Congratulations. I'm Huilin Sun, and I'm from Beijing, China. And I'm also a basketball fan, and I really like the, Chinese Basketball Association. And I have a question here for you. I'm a student reporter from the WUSB 90.1 FM. So since you come to Stony Brook, welcome to Stony Brook first. And what's your strategies that bring to Stony Brook and, to get more shots and improve more shots than our opponents? Thank you.
Thank you very much, first of all. I think first and foremost, I learned a few years ago not to recruit shooting guards. You know what I'm gonna say? We're gonna recruit a lot of making guards. There's a lot of shooting guards out there, people who can shoot the basketball. My son's a shooting guard. Trying to get him to be a making guard. But my strategy, my DNA has always been the defensive end. And, being the head coach of our defense at Ohio State the last few years has allowed me to see a lot of the different opponents' offenses and what works and what doesn't work. And as Sean had mentioned, he couldn't find footage of me playing. It's on VHS tape. These guys don't know what VHS tapes are. But, I was always the guy that played hard, dove for loose balls, like you said, took charges. And, so we're going to play extremely hard. We're going to have fun doing it. And offensively, spacing and pace is very, very, very instrumental in what we want to do. And, I'm going to give these guys freedom. I'm going to let them make mistakes. I'm not going to sit there and get upset, but if they don't play hard, and if they don't compete, that's when I'm going to have a problem. And so that's kind of my strategy.
Greg Logan again. Jeff, there's not much time before the recruiting period. And I'm wondering, what do you feel like you can get accomplished between now and then in terms of recruiting the last few scholarships for next year?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, my most important recruits are sitting right here. So I want to spend a lot of time with these guys. I told them, they can call me any time of the night, day. I gave almost every social media platform, which is 1 million of them right now. We won't talk about a couple of them. But, first and foremost, I want to be here for these guys. These young men right here went through a tough 2-week stretch. So to build the trust on my end and their end is going to be very important. So I'll be spending a lot of time with them, working them out on the court. We have a couple young men that I need to sit down and talk to that have, signed here as well. And then we'll sit down as a staff and figure out kind of who's out there. I'm not going to take anybody just to bring them here. It's got to be somebody that fits our vision, and who we want as a person, first and foremost, and then as a player.
Going off of what Greg said, I know you mentioned Coach Chap. Have you put any thought into filling out your coaching staff and building the schedule and all of that stuff that comes with this too?
They always say when you move 18 inches to the left or right, you got a lot more decisions. Skip Prosser once told me, when you become a head coach, you rarely X and O. And the decisions that come along with being a head coach, our staff schedule. I'm going to sit down with some people. Nothing's official as of yet, but I have a few great people in mind that are going to help me out and this university out and help develop these young men. So hopefully here in the near future, I'll get those wrapped up and go from there. As far as scheduling goes, I tried to get a home and home before I left Ohio State. That didn't work out too well, but I'm still going to work on that. So it's a work in progress.
Are there any other questions? All right, thanks everybody for showing up, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Thank you.